What is going on, guys? Your shredded brother from another mother, and in today's video we are going to take a look at my 10-year body transformation and compare it to the graph of how much muscle you should be building in year 1 through 10 of lifting weights. And I'm going to talk about my incredible breakthrough that I made in year 11, because in year number 11 of lifting weights, I actually gained 13.6 pounds of lean muscle mass according to my DEXA scan. Now, if you look at most charts for natural lifters, they talk about how as a lifter, as time continues to go on, by like year number 10, you're only going to be gaining 1 to 2 pounds of muscle mass at the most. So I'm going to talk about a huge switch that I made in my training and a few things that I implemented to gain basically newbie gains in year number 11 of training.
You ain't got no gains. You ain't lift no weights.
So according to the charts, year number 1 is the year of gains. You should be gaining 20 to 25 pounds of muscle mass year number 1. So I want to show you some pictures of what I look like after about 18 months of training. So I was only about 145 pounds when I first started working out. I shot up to about 165 after 18 months of training. So as you can see, I was rocking the Damon Stoudemire jersey. A little bit of a throwback here. So this is a long time ago. Pretty crazy to look at these pictures. You see me at the beach here. Didn't really have much shoulder development or arm gains. I had a little bit of chest gains. I had some abs going because I was an ectomorph. So this was after I had put on about 20 pounds of muscle mass in month number 18. Now, by the end of year number 2, you should be gaining another 10 to 12 pounds of muscle mass. So take a look at the picture right here. By the way, I'm actually looking at my laptop, going through all these images with you guys right now. So this is me after 2 years of training, just chilling at the beach. As you can see, I have a little more muscle mass. This is putting on like a solid 25 to 30 pounds from my starting point, because my starting point was painfully skinny. So here I am at the beach. As you can see in a t-shirt, I still look like I have some arm gains. There's me actually in Laguna Beach, California with my dad. Let me know in the comments if you think we look alike. Now, year number 3, you're supposed to be able to gain 5 to 6 pounds of muscle mass. So it's gone from 20 to 25, from 10 to 12, to 5 to 6 in year 3. Now, as you can see me in year 3, I'm in college now. I start to have a little bit of vascularity. The shoulders are starting to come out a little bit more. I think I look a little bit better here. I think this is probably the first picture that you would see where it looks like I sort of lift. And keep in mind, I did have a very, very weak starting point. I remember being so weak that I could not even bench press the bar. Now, let's fast forward to year number 5. So year 4 and 5, you should be able to put on 2 to 3 pounds of muscle mass. Now, by the end of year 5 was actually when I started making YouTube videos. So here you can see me on my first ever YouTube channel, Weight Gain Network. I think I'm about 175 pounds here. Obviously a much different physique than I have right now. But it looks like I sort of lift, and I'm starting to get a somewhat respectable physique. Now, by year 6, you're only supposed to be putting on 1 to 2 pounds of lean muscle mass. So I think by year 6, it's the first time I would say my physique is actually pretty good. I got my first ever fitness model photo shoot done. So these are actually images from my first ever fitness model shoot, and this was, I would say, about the middle to end of year number 6. So as you can see, chest has always been a strength for me, so my chest is a lot more developed than my starting point. My biceps and shoulders and my back were a lot more developed, but I still had a lot of weak points. And that's pretty crazy. After 6 years of lifting as a natural lifter, I still had a ton of weak points. But hang on tight, because I believe if I implemented what I did in year 11, in like year number 3, I would have probably reached my physique at least 5 years faster. So here I am at the end of year number 7, looking, I think, a little more solid than the previous batch of pictures. So year 7, you're only supposed to be gaining 1 to 2 pounds of muscle mass. So as you can see, I'm continuing to progress. The chest is looking pretty solid. I've never had trouble staying lean. So as you can see in these videos, I'm relatively lean, even though I probably wasn't even trying to be. So year 7, 1 to 2 pounds of muscle mass. All right, so here I am towards the end of year number 8, and I would say this is the first time where I have a physique where some people might think I'm on steroids, or they might think it is somewhat of an enhanced physique. As you can see, when I'm lean, everything is popping a little bit more. I have a lot more dense muscle mass, and that's just a result of putting in a full 8 years of working out up until this very point. So as you can see, I think year 8, definitely a pretty big breakthrough in a difference between year number 6 and year number 8. But nonetheless, you're only supposed to be gaining 1 to 2 pounds of muscle mass in year number 8. So let's get to year number 9 and 10. So year number 9 and 10, I believe I probably was right at that 1 to 2 pounds of muscle increase. So as you can see, looking a little bit better. When I'm lean, my physique is pretty impressive. Some people might think I'm on steroids who have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But after, 9 to 10 years of consistently lifting, I would hope that you look like you have some lean muscle gains. So this is me at the end of year 9 and towards the end of year 10. Now, this is the point right here. I think I was about 180 to 185 pounds. Actually, according to my DEXA scan, I was 182.9 pounds. And this was the big breakthrough right now. So as you can see, this is the start of year number 11, and everything is just starting to pop a lot more. I definitely have more of like that 3D aesthetic look. If you compare my physique here compared to my physique in year number 5, it is a drastic difference. So I was actually able to put on a few solid pounds of lean muscle mass really quickly at the start of year number 11. And if you go all the way through year number 11, through the first couple months of year number 12, I was able to gain a total of 13.6 pounds of lean muscle mass in year 11 in the early stages of year 12. So I gained 13.6 pounds of lean muscle mass in 16 months. Now, if you look at all the charts, all the infographics, they say you're only supposed to be able to gain 1 to 2 pounds of lean muscle mass when you're at year 10. So what in the world did I do to pack on year 1 or year 2 gains in year number 11? Now, I'll be the first person to admit that I do not have the best muscle building genetics. Some people can probably lift in a very basic way and pack on a ton of muscle mass. For me, it takes a Herculean effort. And if you're watching this video, there's probably less than a 5% chance that you hit the lottery with your muscle building genetics. So I want to preface with this because how I was actually able to make such a huge change in muscle building in year number 11 is understanding that my body is an adaptation machine, and I need to push my body outside of its comfort zone and follow the science of how your body actually builds muscle. And your body really only builds muscle in 3 ways. You have mechanical overload, you have metabolic stress, and you have muscle damage. Now, the way how most guys train, they follow the same exercises, the same rep range. You're kind of lifting heavier in the 4 to 6 rep range. Sometimes you're in the 8 to 12 rep range. I believe you're really only maximizing like 30 to 40% of your muscle building potential at the most. So I started studying what the people who have attained a great physique did, who are naturally skinny and had very bad genetics and very bad starting points, because I think it's really dumb to look at what the people with the best physiques in the world are doing, because number 1, most of them are on steroids. Number 2, they're probably at like the 1 to 2% of the genetic totem pole when it comes to muscle building. So I thought if I could find what the people are doing who are super naturally skinny like myself, who are ectomorphs and who are natural, I thought that I could probably apply what they did into my own training. So I went down a ton of different rabbit holes. I studied a lot of different natural bodybuilders from tested shows and all that good stuff. And I started to see a ton of common themes. They were all lifting heavy and trying to get stronger. But besides that, they're all implementing a ton of drop sets, a ton of supersets, and a ton of maximum time under tension training. Some were doing sets like in the 30 to 40 rep range. So if you look at how your body builds muscle scientifically, this makes a ton of sense because your body builds muscle in 3 ways. So number 1, if you are lifting on all the major compound lifts to get stronger, you are maximizing your mechanical overload. This is so crucial. Number 2, if you are doing lots of supersets, lots of drop sets, lots of eccentric overload training, going down nice and slow on the eccentric rep, what you are doing is you are maximizing your muscle damage. This is actually, in my opinion, the most intense way to train. Doing the anabolic drop sets, doing the supersets, doing these crazy even like push-pull supersets. That type of training, I really started to implement quick in year number 11, and I had a huge increase in strength and muscle mass by doing that. And then number 3, metabolic stress. Maximum time under tension training, focusing 30 to 45 seconds under tension. this is gonna maximize this. So if you do all of these elements, like, just think about it logically. If those are the 3 ways your body builds muscle mass and you're maximizing all 3, of course you're gonna see amazing results. So that's precisely how I started to train at the start of 2018 and why I created the balloon method style of training, because if every single muscle group I hit progressive overload, I hit a drop set, I hit a T30 maximum time under tension set, I'm hitting all 3 phases and I'm maximizing them on how my body builds muscle scientifically. So every single workout, I'll start off and I'll do a progressive overload movement on the muscle group that I'm training. So if I'm doing chest, you guys have seen me, I do a lot of dumbbell bench, I do a lot of barbell incline. If I'm doing shoulders, I might be doing some type of overhead movement. If I'm doing legs, I'm usually always doing the barbell squat. So starting the workout with a heavy lift, then transitioning in sets and exercises like 3 and 4, to the really intense supersets and drop sets, and then ending the workout with maximum time under tension training, you are hitting the perfect storm of muscle building. And that's why I've seen such great results of gaining 13.6 pounds of muscle mass in year number 11. Now, if I had been doing this from year number 1 onward, I probably would not have had such success in year number 11. I probably would have had a crazy physique by year number 11, but obviously the gains would have slowed down. The point is that we don't really know what our muscle building potential is until we actually train the proper way and we maximize all 3 ways that our body builds muscle scientifically, and we train with maximum intensity and we're tracking our lifts. And we do this for many, many, many years. So until you can say that you have followed all 3 of these principles for at least like 7 to 8 years and trained with max intensity, you cannot say that you've reached your genetic potential. So anyways, guys, that is my rant in my little 10-year body transformation. So please do me a favor, give this video a big thumbs up. I'm going to link to all the balloon method workouts for every single muscle group down below. I have so many more balloon method workouts coming on the way. I know you guys love them. I love making gains. I love sharing the workouts with you guys. Follow me on Instagram at TroyShred, where I also post a ton of balloon method workouts. I will see you guys on the next video.